All right, folks. So let us try to install Lua. Lua, it's a very popular programming language which has been gaining momentum consistently for the last many years. And let's see how to go about it. So I googled up Lua and came to its website. And apparently, version 5.4.3 is the current version. So they have programming in Lua ebook is available for free. All right, so get started, download documentation. All right, so let's see about first. Okay, what is Lua? It's a powerful, efficient, lightweight, embeddable scripting language. It supports procedural programming, object-oriented programming, functional programming, data-driven programming, and data description. Interesting. All right, where does Lua come from? It's designed, implemented, and maintained by a team at PUC Rio, the Pontifical Catholic University of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. All right, so it has its origin in Brazil from a university. Okay, why choose it? It's a proven robust language. Yep, it has many industrial applications. Adobe's Photoshop, Lightroom. It's used in gaming industry as well, in embedded systems. All right, in games, World of Warcraft. Lua is currently the leading scripting language in games. It has a solid reference manual, and there are several books about it. Several versions of Lua have been released and real applications since its creation in 1993. Wow, it's a fairly old language. It's been around since 93. Okay, Lua is fast. All right, that's good. Okay, Lua is portable. It's available in many systems out of the box that have a standard C compiler. All right, so the only um, dependency it has is that a standard C compiler should be available in a platform. So Lua runs on all flavors of Unix and Windows on mobiles. Very interesting. Embedded microprocessors such as ARM and Rabbit. Very interesting since its only dependency is on the standard C compiler, which is pretty much everywhere, right? All right. It's embeddable. It's a fast language engine with a small footprint that you can embed easily into your application. It has a simple and well documented API that allows strong integration with code written in other languages. This is a good reason. It is easy to extend Lua with libraries written in other languages. It is also easy to extend programs written in other languages with Lua. Interesting. Lua has been used to extend programs written not only in C and C++, but also in Java, C Sharp, Smalltalk, Fortran, Ada, Erlang, and even in other scripting languages such as Perl and Ruby. Now, this is very interesting. This is clearly one of the reasons why it's so popular. Lua is powerful but simple. Fundamental concept in the design of Lua is to provide meta mechanisms for implementing features. All right, so instead of providing a host of features directly in the language, for example, although Lua is not a pure object-oriented language, it does provide meta mechanisms. You know, what does a meta mechanism mean? It means that there must be some kind of a configuration layer where you could add that an additional level of indirection, so to speak, where you could change the temperament of the core language runtime to make it something else, right? Or add something to it. So in this context, such a thing is being done for implementing classes and inheritance. Lua's meta mechanisms bring an economy of concepts and keep the language small. Yeah, by virtue of dividing the language features, so to say, into different tiers, while allowing the semantics to be extended in unconventional ways, right? So divide and conquer in tiers, in different layers. That approach apparently is what it is solving. It is using. Lua is small. Adding Lua to an application does not bloat it. The tarball for Lua is Lua 5.4.3, which contains source code and documentation, takes 350K compressed and 1.3 megabyte uncompressed. All right, source code is around 29K lines of C. Under 64-bit Unix, the Lua interpreter with all libraries takes this and this megabyte, I believe. No, kbyte. Okay, that's very interesting. Very small footprint indeed. And it is a free open source software, and it is using the well-known MIT liberal software. It can be used for any purpose, including commercial, at absolutely no cost. That is all very great. So let's move. let's get started. Let's go back and let's get started. All right. So we have seen the about box. We have seen all of that learning. So a good place to start learning Lua is the book Programming in Lua. The first edition is freely available online. See also course notes. The official definition of Lua is in the reference manual. No, we are not interested in the definition. We are not going to design a compiler for it. We want to use it. And they have a community, tools if you need to complement the standard Lua libraries to handle more complex tasks. Visit Lua Rocks, the main repository of Lua modules. All right, so they have a repository management system, right? And let's see what else. Installing, use the live demo to play with Lua if you don't want to install anything. To run Lua programs on your computer, you need a standalone Lua interpreter and perhaps some initial Lua libraries. Precompiled Lua libraries and executables are available at Lua binaries. Use your favorite text editor to write your Lua programs. Make sure to save your programs as plain text. If you want an IDE, try Zero Brain Studio. Let's see. What does this studio say? I'm sure there must be Lua support in popular IDEs like Visual Studio Code and others, right? If you use Linux or Mac OS X, Lua is either already installed on your system or there is a Lua package, but we are on Windows. Lua is very easy to build and install. Just download it and follow the instructions. Here is a simple terminal session that downloads the current release of Lua and builds it in a Linux system. So it is downloading the tarball through curl, and it is just make all the standard way that it exists in Linux. So right now we are using Windows, and to embed Lua into your C or C++ program, you'll need the Lua headers to compile your program and Lua library to link with it. If you're getting a ready-made Lua package for your platform, you'll probably need the development package as well. Otherwise, just download Lua and add its source directory to your project. All right. So I think the right way, what we can do is we can download the Lua binaries, right? And let's see this book. This seems like a good book, Programming in Lua. Excuse me. Let's see what is this IDE. Lightweight IDE for your Lua needs. All right. So blah blah blah, feature rich, this, and let's not go into that. Okay. So Lua binaries is a distribution of Lua libraries and executables compiled for several platforms, right? So let's just find the Windows platform installation. If you want for advanced users who in their applications compatibility with all right. So if what you want is a full Lua installation, please check with other projects such as the Lua for Windows. That sounds like a good thing. Let's see what Lua for Windows is. Um, let's see. Lua for Windows is a batteries included environment for the Lua scripting language on Windows. I see. Lua for Windows installs Lua language, site-based Lua IDE, and Lua modules with a directory of your choice. At install time, Lua for Windows and all its modules depend on Microsoft Visual C++ runtime library. It will automatically download this runtime and install it for you if you don't have the runtime installed. The runtime is contained in the file this. If you don't want this download to occur at installation, then place in the same directory as Lua for Windows install exe. All right. So we are already installing this at the moment, the latest version, which is 2019. Um, so I guess we don't need that, right? So it has many libraries included. Let's skip all of that. Let's just go to installation. Um, all right, so this is the latest release. Let's go to this one. And this is what it is. Let's download it and install it. While it's downloading, I think it's almost complete. Let's see this book. In the other tab, this book is a detailed and authoritative introduction to all aspects of Lua programming language written by the Lua's chief architect. Sounds like the kind of book we would want to use. Is this freely available or not? Okay, let's see. So the fourth edition is available as an ebook, but is it freely available or it has to be bought? Let's see that. Okay, find technology books. It has to be bought. So for the time being, let's remain tight with whatever is freely available, and that is the first edition. And it remains largely relevant for later versions, but there are some differences. Okay, so let's start with this. Ah, I don't want to buy this. Let's go back. First edition. It is freely available online. All right, so let's see online. First edition. Okay, so this is the book, and let's see if it is available in PDF format or not. It remains largely relevant. Da, 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 da. Okay, so it's apparently not available as a PDF. That's fine. We can use it online. All right. So, and that is how we will use it. What does this guy say? Manual. Reference manual. Okay. No. PDF for this manual is available, however. Okay. So, no, I'm not interested in the manual. This is the book, and this is what will follow. That's good. All right. The installation has been completed. Let's run it. All right. I always accept the agreements. Okay, so site is an open source, I think, editor. Da, 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 da. Let's go ahead. Additional shortcuts, use a background, no. Create a desktop shortcut, no. All right. So it is being installed. So if we see, it is installing the Microsoft Visual C++ 2005 Service Pack 1 redistributable, right? The latest one is that of 2019 release, but whatever runs, that is fine. So let's say run a simple introduction to Lua. Let's see what this guy says. How do we want to open this file? Keep using this file. Okay, let's keep using the site editor that it is. All right, so this is example one, classic hello world program. Print hello. Wow, that's it. Okay, next example two, comments. Single line comments in Lua start with the double hyphen, okay? Just like it does with double slash in C or C++. Multiple line comments start with double hyphen and two square brackets this way, and end with two square brackets this way, all right? Of course, this example produces no output since it's all comments, of course. Example 3, variables. Variables hold values which have types. Variables don't have types. This is interesting. Variables themselves do not have types. So it is not a strongly typed language. However, the values that it holds do have types. Let's see what it means. All right, so A is equal to 1 integer, B is equal to the string ABC, C is equal to an empty set or empty whatever, D is equal to print. So we do print type of A is number, print type of B string, print type of C, it's a table, right? A 2D array, basically. That's what a table would mean. And D is equal to print, so this is a function, just like a function pointer concept in C, so that kind of a thing. Let's move on. Example 4, variable names. Variable names consist of letters, digits, and underscores. All right, they cannot start with a digit. So I really like this approach. This is they're doing a very quick and very useful intro for people who already have programming expertise in any other language, right? This is it gets straight to the point. One underscore two underscore three is equal to 123. This is a very valid variable name. All right. This double hyphen is a comment. One underscore two underscore three is not a valid variable name because it starts with the digit. Okay. So let's move next. More variable names. Underscore is typically used to start special values like underscore version in Lua. So typically means that it's not enforced, but that's a convention. So printf underscore version. So don't use variables that start with underscore, but a single underscore is often used as a dummy variable. Okay. Dummy means temporary, maybe. Let's see. So you do a print underscore version. This macro, this variable is defined probably inside the Lua runtime, and its value is whatever is the current version, right? Which over here happens to be 5.1. Okay. Example 6, case sensitivity. Lua is case sensitive, just like C. So all variable names and keywords must be in the correct case. Uh, so yeah, this example amply demonstrates it. Let's move on. Lua reserved words are and, break, do. So and, break, do, else, else if, conditionals, looping constructs. End, this must be for ending a loop. False, for looping construct. False is true and false. Function must be used for the definition of a function. If conditional in, I don't know, let's see, local must be scoping of variable. Nil must be something like a null in C, not the logical operator. Or logical repeat, looping construct, return. For control transfer, then conditional true, logical true, until, looping construct, while, looping construct. All right. Keywords cannot be used for variable names, obviously. And is a keyword, but and is not. So it is a legal variable name since it's case sensitive. So and is not. Excuse me. Let's move forward. Example 8 is strings. A is equal to single quoted string and double quoted string inside. Okay, so this is a single quoted, which does not need escape characters since the outer string definition is that of double quote. But however, if you're using double quote character, you have to escape it with the slash escape. All right, B is equal to single quoted string and double quoted string inside. So interesting. C is equal to right, multiple line with single and double quoted strings inside. Okay, I'm not sure I get this one. Let's see it when it prints it. So the first one is just we expected. Second is also just we expected, right? Which basically means that a string can be delimited by a single or double quote, and you basically can escape inside a string a single quote as well as a double quote, depending on what you're using to delimit from the in the initial string, right? Okay, so what is this guy printing? Multiple line, okay, with single and double quoted strings inside. Mm, all right. This is interesting. I don't fully get this, but let's see. Assignments, multiple assignments are valid. Var1, var2 is equal to var3, var4. A, B, C, D, E is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. Print A, B, C, D, E. So A is 1, because why? Because at this definition time, it was assigned the value. No, these were assigned the values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Interesting. So just like on the left-hand side of assignment operator, you can separate the tokens, the variable names by comma. You can do the same on the right-hand side, right? Yeah, it's not very intuitive at all, but let's see, maybe it helps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. More assignments. Multiple assignments follow one line to swap two variables. So print a comma b is equal to b comma a. So you're swapping it, print ab. So initially 1 and 2 were assigned respectively to a and b. So what this basically means is that in such a case, Typically in C or languages like these, we would have to use temporary variables to do the swap. So over here, this has a Lua is itself maintaining that interim state and just doing the swap for us, right? Without us having to declare temporary variables. All right. So what are numbers in Lua? Multiple assignments showing different number formats. Two dots are used to concatenate string or a string and a number. Okay. All right. So we define A, B, C, D, E with the number one, this. Okay. We print A is equal to dot dot. So what is it saying? Dot dot are used to concatenate string. Okay. So this string A is equal to will be concatenated with dot dot the value of A. B is equal to da 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 similarly. Okay. So A is equal to dot dot A. All right. And what does A contain? It contains the number one, comma, a space. So respectively, the values are being shown. And as you see, it expects at the definition time 1 exponent 9, but at the display time, it shows the corresponding value in the traditional uh, uh, decimal number format, right? And the interesting thing, however, is that how is it doing the spacing? Because over here, only a single space is mentioned, but this the spacing between a is equal to one, let's say at the display output, and b is equal to this, this is clearly more than one space. Over here, it is one space. So how is that being controlled? We'll see that. Okay, so let's move to the next example. More output. So print hello from Lua, and you can do the same in example. Both are equivalent. Okay. All right. io.write writes to the standard out but without new line. So io.write hello from Lua, io.write hello from Lua. They're doing it two times. Use an empty print to write a single new line. Okay. So hello from Lua without any new line, hello from Lua again. Okay. So standard out can of course be redirected. Uh, let's see, tables. Simple table creation is equal to an empty table. So this, remember over here a comment begins, this creates an empty table. A is equal to 1, 2, 3 creates a table containing numbers 1, 2, 3. This contains a table containing strings A, B, and C. Print A, B, C. If you print these tables, they don't print directly. We'll get back to this, okay? So table is equal to A. Yeah, it's not, it's probably printing their starting address, right? All right, so associate index style, more tables. Address is equal to empty address, address dot street is this, dot street number this. So is this a definition? That's it? Is it defining address somewhere at all? I mean, the contents of address, the structure, if this is something like a structure or something. So print address dot street number and address indexed by apartment number. Okay. 360 is the street number. Okay. Address indexed by the apartment number 2A. Mm, okay, this is clearly not the way it happens in C, but let's see further. All right, example, if conditionals A is equal to 1, if A is equal to 1, this is an assignment. If A is equal to 1, then print the blah blah. A is 1. Okay, so just like C, the double is equal to is a comparison operator. Okay, so let's see the next thing. If else, B is equal to happy. If B is equal to sad, then this, else print this. B is not sad. Okay, good. Example, if else statement. C is equal to 3. If C is assigned the value 3. If C is equal to 1, then print C is equal to 1. Else if this, else print C is in this or this. And this is a string, and dot C is and then it dot dot concatenate. It is converting C to a string because natively it isn't a string. All right, C is 3. I wonder what would it have done if we did not convert to string. We'll see. So enter key for the next exam. Okay. Conditional assignment. A is equal to 1, B is equal to, A is equal to 1 conditional, and 1 or not 1. Interesting. Very interesting syntax. Print B. Okay. Is equivalent to, A is equal to 1. If, yani A is, I mean, if A is assigned the value 1, if A is equal to 1, then B is equal to the string 1. B is assigned this. Okay. Very interesting. Else B is equal to not 1. Ah, interesting. Interesting. So somewhat like the tertiary conditional operator of C, but the syntax and the semantics are different. So what this guy is doing is that over here it is checking if A compares to 1. If it does, then it assigns B the value string 1. If it does not, then it assigns B the value uh, not 1. Interesting. While statement A is assigned 1, while, okay, tilde is equal to 5, do tilde is equal to means not equal. Ah, okay. So while A is not equal to 5, do the following: start the loop. A is equal to A plus 1, increment it, I dot write A dot dot this. All right. So first value of A that will be printed will be 2, of course, because it was initialized here at definition time by 1. And as soon as A will be equal to 5, uh, so till the time A is not equal to 5, it will keep on doing this. So yeah, after 5 it stops. Interesting. Let's move further. Repeat until. So this is a different format of loop. Just like in C, there we have do while and while loops. A bit, it seems something similar. It seems like something similar. So A is assigned the value 0. Repeat until this. Increment A, print A, and until this condition is true. So yeah, this is what we'd expect. All right. So numeric iteration form in the for loop. So count from 1 to 4 by 1. By 1 means by the increment of 1. For A is equal to 1 to 4, do I o a dot write A end. Okay. Print. Count from 1 to 6 by 3. For A is equal to 1 comma 6 comma 3. Okay. So the default increment over here is 1, right? For a for loop, because it is not mentioned here. But over here, since it's mentioned, to be a non-default value. Okay, interesting. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Very interesting. Okay, so let's move further. Sequential iteration form for key for key comma value in pairs. And what are the pairs? It's a table inside. What is pairs? Pairs is probably a function, which is given the table 1.234. Do print key dot comma value end. All right. So pairs function is apparently what is it doing? It's a function. So yeah. So it's making key value pairs out of this table, right? Okay. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. All right. So this is an example of the for loop implementation. So yeah, whatever this function is doing. Okay, so printing tables. Simple way to print tables. A is equal to, so this is a table. The first 4 are integer members. Then there are 3 string members. For I comma v in pairs of A, do print I comma v. Okay. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Okay, so I is the index, which always initializes apparently with 1, and it just gives an increment. It does an increment of 1. So this is the first index. And the second is, it is printing I comma v. And what does that mean? The I is the index and the v is the value of whatever happens to be the value of the table on that index, right? So this is what it is doing. Okay. Break statement. Break is used to exit a loop, just like I think C. So while true, do. So yeah, this would never end. Increment A if A is equal to 10, then break. So yeah, this break is used to end, just like C. Okay. Functions. Define a function without parameters or return value. Function. My first Lua function. All right. This is doing call. Just call it like C, and it is called. Good. More functions. Define a function with a return value. So this is a function return this. Now A is equal to this. Print A. A would return string from my second function. All right. So I wonder what happens to the scope of this string. It clearly, when it's returned, how who would free the memory, so on and so forth. I think all of that is taken care of by the Lua runtime. We'll probably see that in the Lua book. So we move further. More functions. Define function with multiple parameters and multiple return values. Okay. So my first blah 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 ABC, return A, B, C, whatever is input, and this string, and an integer and true. Okay. So A, B, C, D, comma, E, F, these are variables defined, and it returns, you call it with 1, 2, and 3, and you print whatever is returned, and 1, 2, and 3 would be returned as it is. The parameters, and in addition to that, we get this string. Uh, you get this string and the integer 1 and true. All right, good. Variable scoping and functions. B is equal to global. To make local variables, you must put the keyword local. Okay, so that's how scope is made. So inside this function, you have a local variable B. A is equal to global variable. Print A comma B. How is A a global variable? Okay. Even though it is defined inside a function, but its scope is still global. For anything which is not defined with the keyword local, the scope remains global. All right. So you call this function print and then print A and B. Global variable, local variable. Okay. Uh, what is happening? Just a moment. You call my function. My function is called. If this is printed, A. No, A is printed first, and A is the global variable. Global variable. Then B is printed, which is local variable. Local variable, since the local scope has precedence over the global scope inside. All right, and then you do print A, B outside. So over here, the global scope would take precedence, and A would be this A global variable, and B is global. All right, yeah. Formatted printing and implementation of printf. Okay, so printf blah 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 uh, variable arguments. I would write string dot format. You just pass it on to it. Printf hello %s blah blah os dot get environment variable this or there and underscore version and then os state. Hello there. Okay, %s is the user. Uh, so this user variable is not found. Hence, this all comes into play. This hard-coded string there is used. Then the version from %s this version is displayed. On this timestamp is displayed. All right, that's good. Standard libraries. Lua has standard built-in libraries for common operations in math, string, table, input, output, and operating system facilities. External libraries. Numerous other libraries have been created: sockets, XML profiling, logging, unit tests, GUI toolkits, etc., etc. Okay. Math functions. So it has many math functions. All right. Print math dot square root 9 and math dot pi 3. Okay, good. String libraries, you have string.byte, character dump, etc., etc. All right. String.upper, string.represent. So what is this doing? 805. Find a with cd in this. So this is okay. What is this? Repeat. So it is repeating this 5 times. Okay, and then it is what is this? 3 and 4. Uh, String.find abcde. Cd is found at index 3. Where is this 4 coming from? String dot up, string dot repeat, string dot find. Okay, whatever. Okay, so standard libraries tables. We have table functions concat insert this. A is a table which contains 2. Table dot insert a dot 3. Table insert a dot 4. A and 4 comma 4. Table dot sort. Which table to sort? A function v1 v2. Okay, which function? If v return v1, return the if v1 is greater than v2. And for I dot v in I pairs, what is it doing? This much is clear that it is inserting 3 and 4 in the table. So yeah, whatever magic this is doing, we don't know. We need more details of the behavior of the function. So input output, you have standard IO. IO.open file does not exist. R. Okay, yeah. OS facilities, clock, different. OS.date, so exit. Okay. External libraries. Lua has support for external modules using the required function. A dialog will pop up, but it could get hidden behind the console. Okay, so required IUP Lua. Okay, ML is equal to multi-line this. Blah blah. Dialog is equal to blah blah blah. Dialog dot show whatever. So, which basically means you can load up external libraries and use it. All right. So this is comment. We have Lua tutorials here, programming a Lua book, the reference manual. All right, so this was really excellent, an excellent introduction to the point. Excellent. So I think this will end this here, and in the next tutorial, we'll explore the book it further by using the book and examples, right?